Good morning, and welcome to this live broadcast, A Three-Country Ride to Cure Breast Cancer, presented by SpotLink and benefiting the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Today, as part of our daily Morning Mingle series, we have the pleasure of speaking with Webster, the caretaker of the Bennington Battle Monument. Thank you, Alan, for being here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for being here for us. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about Bennington, Vermont.
Bennington is a beautiful community, as you see. Approximately 15,000 residents located on the southwestern border near New York and Massachusetts. Rich in history, agriculture, industrially, paper products, iron, pottery, and now very much into what we do here, which is tourism.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And speaking of that, can you tell us a little bit about the Bennington Battle? Actually, before you do that, I'm going to have Ron kind of pan up and take a look at this. It's quite impressive here. It really sticks out over the entire landscape when you drive around here. All right. So tell us a little bit about this impressive.
The monument itself is 306 feet, 4.5 inches in height, which makes it the 6th tallest monument in the United States, the tallest building in the state of Vermont. It was constructed between the years of 1887 and 1891 and built to commemorate the Battle of Bennington, which was a critical early battle of the American Revolution, fought on the 16th of August, 1777. The monument is open from May 1st until the 31st of October, and we entertain guests from all over the world on a daily basis.
Okay. Maybe tell us a little bit about the Battle of Bennington.
Certainly. The site that we're standing on was the site of a large American storehouse, a supply depot which contained transport, horses, cattle, wagons, food, as well as munitions, supplies which the British forces under the command of General John Burgoyne were in desperate need of. In defense of this location that we're standing on, the British were met by two key military figures, General John Stark from New Hampshire, Colonel Seth Warner, the Green Mountain Boys of Vermont, in two separate engagements on the 16th of August, 1777. In those two engagements, the British forces were defeated soundly. 2 months later, at the Battle of Saratoga, which most consider to be the turning point of the American Revolution, the British were defeated. The Battle of Bennington played a significant role in both the combination of supplies which were not procured and the loss of men.
So we thank those people who defended our country and made it be. So can you tell us a little bit about the history behind how this monument came to be?
It was a long process, a long legislative process, a long process of the raising of the funds to build the monument. Highland Hall, who was the motivating voice behind the building of the monument, he was a governor of Vermont, a historian, demanded that a structure be built of such stature that people would see it and want to come and visit it. The monument was built itself between 1887 and 1891 with funding from the federal government, a lot of private donations, and the three states which fought in the battle, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts. This structure, which you see behind you, was built at a cost of $112,000, which was a lot of money in the 1880s. Yeah. How far they would get us today, well, yeah. You know.
Okay. Great. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do in your daily job here as the caretaker?
I do what I love to do. I talk a lot. Everyone has different interests when they arrive here. Some are deeply involved in the history, some are on Revolutionary War tours, visiting Saratoga, Fort Ticonderoga, the Battle of Hubbardton, which was fought in Vermont. Others come here for the scenery, for the foliage in autumn. Others as a part of just a tour of Bennington and visiting our museums and our rich history throughout the entire community. So I talk. And I talk, depending upon what the people's interest is, I provide the details which they're looking for, yes.
So you said you're a retired school teacher. So
I'm a retired school teacher, yes, and I probably bore these people as much as I bored my students. I don't know.
I find it very fascinating. So.
Okay. Well, you're very kind.
Of course, we're doing this entire bike ride to benefit the Breast Cancer Research Foundation to find a cure for breast cancer. Is there anything about our cause that's personal to you?
Oh, very much so. I've had two family members who have both experienced breast cancer, and both of whom are doing extremely well. And it's in thanks in large part to the efforts of people like you who are advancing the research which is required. And so we're very appreciative of your efforts. Thank you so much.
I'm glad to hear they're doing well. Yeah, good. From here, we're going to be heading out to Brattleboro. Is there any advice you can give us for our journey today?
Get your legs well rested.
Okay.
It's a beautiful ride through the southern Green Mountains. The Molly Stark Trail you'll be riding on. Molly was the wife of General John Stark, whose statue is behind us right now. You'll pass through some beautiful communities. Wilmington, you'll pass over the Appalachian Trail on your way. Hogback Mountain, Haystack Mountain is going to give you, hopefully the fog will lift and you'll have views of multiple states, up to 5 states.
Wow.
And so you're in for a very scenic and gorgeous ride. I would stop in Wilmington and have a nice lunch and rest up a little bit.
Yeah, I think with those hills I'll be stopping fairly often.
I would be stopping about every 100 yards. So I admire what you're doing.
Oh, well, thank you. Hey, one final question. Is there a weird fact you know and want to share?
Not so much weird as interesting. There's a couple of things here which happened on this location. One is the first printing press in Vermont was located right over on the east side. Anthony Haswell, who was imprisoned for his stance against the Alien and Sedition Acts and in support of free press, but his printing press and the Vermont Gazette were located on this site. Also, this was the site of the last public hanging in the state of Vermont, which took place in February of 1839. And a gentleman by the name of Archibald Bates was hung for killing his sister-in-law over an inheritance dispute.
Okay.
So there's just multiple pieces of history that have taken place on this site, yes.
And if you want to find out more, come here and talk to Alan. He has all sorts of information for you.
We would love to see you, yes.
Well, thank you, Alan, so much for doing this. Really appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, we're going to be heading out now. Catch us for our noon Live from the Road update and our 8 p.m. recap. See you then.